Hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel United Battle Report. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be randomizing the villain that we fight. There's only two left, which is Taskmaster and Ultron. Then we're also going to randomize the heroes we use from the whatever's left from the box. So we have Ant-Man, Wasp, Hulk, and Captain Marvel that we'll be rolling off. We've already set up our locations, which we randomized. We'll be using Times Square, Avengers Mansion, Central Park, Stark Labs, Avengers Tower, and then SHIELD headquarters. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a die, and let's see who we will be facing off against. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, or 6. So we got a 6, so it looks like we'll be taking on Taskmaster. So Taskmaster does not have a villainous plot, so that means he's pretty much just out to kick our butts, basically. So he's going to start off with 4 health, because there's going to be 3 heroes. His BAM is deal 1 damage to each hero at Taskmaster's location and add 1 crisis token there. His overflow is tokens can't be added to a location, add a crisis token to that location. And then his special rules is heroes cannot damage Taskmaster as long as there are crisis tokens on any location. So we have to take out the crisis tokens before we can even hit him. And I think that's on top of even this. We can't even damage him until we solve these 2 threats as well. Heroes can discard a crisis token from a location with no civilians or no thug tokens by using heroic or punch actions there. Then we have also his threats. He doesn't have any henchmen. It's all just regular threats. So we have it entangling trap. Heroes using a move to leave this location must have 2. We have elite thugs. Each thug requires 2 damage to take down. We also have each civilian here in this location requires an extra heroic, which is an explosive trap. Over here, the same thing. We have more elite thugs. Over here, we have the entangle trap again. And then right over here, more explosive traps. So we're going to go ahead and roll off to see where he's going to start. And 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to start off at the Avengers Tower. All right, so let's roll to see who we are going to be using. So just going from Captain Marvel this way, we're just going to roll a die. If we roll a 5 or a 6, we're just going to re-roll it. So re-roll that 5. We got a 2, so Hulk is our first one. And then we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be Wasp. And then finally, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, Ant-Man, so Captain Marvel will not be used, and these will be our 3 heroes for the game. So we win the game by knocking out Taskmaster, and we lose the game by either Taskmaster knocking one of our characters out, or we go straight through his full deck and he can't draw a card. Or we run out of cards and we can no longer play any cards. All right, so we have drawn our 5 cards. This is our starting hand. And we're not going to be using any challenges. We're going to try this out first before we start even using challenge cards. I think Taskmaster is probably one of the more difficult ones to play in the game. But let's see what happens. So starting with the master plan, here we go. So Taskmaster is not going to move, but he is going to do dark schemes. If there are any heroes in Taskmaster's location, place 1 crisis token there. So no heroes there. Looks like we're in the clear. So hero phase time. So draw a card. We got a Wasp, and she's going to have a move and a punch. So, well, we can start trying to eliminate that threat there. I don't have a whole lot of heroic, though. That's the problem. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and play... Don't want to play that because that gives me a punch. I'm just going to go ahead and play this. This is going to just give me a... Go with Hulk. And he's just going to do a wild. We're just going to add a wild, which is going to be a heroic move. Just to try and start solving that. And then that's going to be Hulk's turn. We're going to draw a card. And this time he's punching, which is no bueno because we have nothing to punch there. I mean, we could start moving out of there, but we really need to try and solve some of these things because over here, we would need 2 heroics in order to even save civilians, but we do have a lot of punching. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and go with, Wasp. She's gonna have a move. So she's gonna move to there for her first action. And then she has another wild. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna punch first, take that out. And then for the wild, I'm gonna go ahead and do a heroic action so that we can start solving this threat as well. All right, so let's go ahead and draw another card. It's gonna be another Wasp card, and she's just punching again. But I think what I wanna do here is I will go with Ant-Man, and Ant-Man is just gonna have a heroic. So he's gonna have 2 punches, a move, and then a heroic. Or I could go with this one instead, because I'm just gonna be wasting a heroic. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do this one instead. So he's gonna move. We'll move him to here. And then he's gonna have 1 punch. So we're gonna take out that other thug. And his heroic, he's just the wild. I'm gonna spend it as a heroic. And then that's gonna be his turn. So hero turn done. So let's go to the master plan phase. And Taskmaster's on the move. He's gonna move 4, and then he's gonna bam, and then he's gonna throw out some thugs. So moving 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's gonna land right there with Ant-Man and Wasp. So then he's gonna bam, so he's gonna deal 1 point of damage to each hero in Taskmaster location, and then he's gonna add a crisis token at that location. So right off the bat, taking 2 damage already, I'm gonna go ahead and discard these 2 Wasp cards, and those are gonna go at the bottom of the deck. Put that on top of there. And I believe that is gonna be, I gotta spawn. So he's spawning 1 villain there. And then he did put a crisis token there, so we have a crisis token at that location. And then he's gonna throw a villain over here, and then a villain, or a thug, I should say, right over here. Okay, so drawing a card for our hero phase, and we've got the Ant-Man. What's this do? So swap this card with any of your face-up cards in the storyline. That card becomes the one you played this turn. That's not too bad, but I don't think I've really played anything that great, so I think I'm gonna save that for later. So I have a choice. I can either spend that heroic. Well, actually I can't, never mind. Because the last card we played was a wild, so yes, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the wild as a heroic action. We're gonna solve this. That'll take care of this. Put that over there. We're gonna take this, and then the other wild, actually I can't even clear that because I have to make sure that there's no civvies and there's no thugs there. Darn it. This is what I was gonna play. I was gonna play the punch and the heroic. So actually what I'll do is I'll spend this heroic to activate it. I'll spend that for a punch, and we'll take out a thug. Or no, I'll spend it as another heroic to save a civvy, because that threat's no longer there, and the other punch, I'm gonna use it to hit this, because I can't even hit Taskmaster anyways. All right, so just to clear things up, I use the wild as a heroic, and then I use the heroic as well. The heroic I used to take the threat out, and then the other heroic I used was to save one of the civvies, and then the punch I used as a to take out a thug. So that is Ant-Man done. So now we're gonna draw a card for my second activation, and we've got 2 heroics, which really doesn't do me any good there. I mean, I could save that other. Yeah, actually I could go ahead and do that, to be honest. All right, so we'll activate, we're gonna go ahead and play it. The thing is, I need a move, to be honest. Darn it. No, I'll just go ahead and play it. So we're gonna have 3 heroics and a punch. So what we're gonna do is the heroic, I'm going to take out this civvy. Then we're gonna go ahead and take off this threat, or this crisis token. I'm just gonna clear that up. I can't punch because I cannot hit Taskmaster, and then I have a waste of a heroic because there's nothing else I can do there. So Ant-Man's going to be done. This is going to be the final turn, the final action for the heroes. So it looks like we've got 2 wilds for Wasp, and we need to move. And right now I have no movement except for Hulk, and I don't really want to play that card. Okay, so let's just do this. Playing Wasp, she's gonna have 2 wilds. So one of the wilds, I'm gonna convert it into a move. So she's just gonna move over here. And then the other wild, I'm gonna go ahead and convert it into a heroic. So that means she's gonna have 3 heroics. We're gonna solve this. That'll take care of that. And actually, my bad, I should have done this last turn. End of turn, you may move up to 2 civies or thugs into any from any combination from this location to another location, which we had none, so never mind. But that's going to be the end of Wasp. So at the end of her turn, you may swap 1 card from your hand with one of your cards in the storyline. Oh, that might help, because right now I don't really have a whole lot of move. Let me see if there's anything I can swap. Nah, I'm not gonna do anything. So I'm just gonna, that's gonna be it for Wasp. And we're gonna go to the master plan phase. So here we go, master plan phase. What is Taskmaster doing this time? He's not moving, which doesn't bode well for Ant-Man, but he isn't gonna bam, which is good. So that means that he is not gonna get punched. So he's gonna copycat. I'm going to add, now hold on, let me see if I can't focus, because it's not, there we go. Add 1 civilian to Taskmaster's location for each heroic at the bottom of the last 2 hero cards in the storyline. Oh, okay. So add a civvy to Taskmaster's location for each heroic at the bottom of the last 2 hero cards in the storyline. Well, I'm wondering if, does that count for her? Maybe it doesn't, because those are wilds, but I am going to add 2. So I'm not going to count those because they're wilds. They're not, it doesn't really show that symbol. So I'm just going to add 2 civilians to his area. He's not going to move and he's not going to bam. All right, if you think I did that wrong, just go ahead and feel free to comment below, but I'm going to read it as it is, and we're going to go on to the hero phase. So now we're going to, looks like it's going to be Wasp, and well, she's kind of not needing to move, so I'm wondering if maybe I should just go with Ant-Man and see about maybe trying to use his card. I mean, I still have Hulk. I mean, I'd rather not play the move card that he has, because he's going to destroy everything in his path, which is the Hulk smash, and it's not really ideal for this area here. And if I move there, he's going to be stuck there until I solve that. And I really don't have anything else there. I don't want to play the punches. Oh, actually, what was the last card I played? Oh, it's a wild. So actually, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to play that Hulk punch card. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Heck with it. All right, so let's punch. He's going to do 2 punches. So 1 punch is going to go away because there's nothing I can punch here. But I am going to take that thug out. That'll add to this area here. So we can try and solve these and start taking care of Taskmaster. And then the 2 wilds, I'm going to go ahead and defeat this. And that means we're only 1 away from at least taking out one of these threats. And then that's going to be it for Hulk, because he doesn't have another punch, but he does have this. At the end of the turn, you may draw cards until you have 3. Well, I already have 3, so that does me no good. So let's do our second activation, which it is going to be Hulk one more time. And he's going to have 2 wild now. So now I have to decide if maybe I want to come this way, which I could. I think I am going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and play Hulk. I'm going to play Hulk smash. He's going to move. He's going to move this way to here, and then it's going to do 1 damage to everything. Hold on, there we go. Do 1 damage to everything else in this location. Discard all civilians here. So then this takes the damage. So we're gonna get that over here. All the civvies are gone, so I don't get these because they were wiped out. And then he's gonna have, he's only gonna have the 2 punches. Ugh, maybe that wasn't the greatest idea. But you know what, I already played it. I'm gonna leave it at that. He cleared all that off. Now he can't move anywhere, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and leave it at that. So I believe we have one more activation. So we're gonna draw. And it's more wilds. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this one. And he can technically move again if he wants, but I don't think we're gonna move. We're just gonna go ahead and play those 2 wilds as heroic, and we're gonna be 1 away from trying to defeat this threat here. And I think that's gonna be it for the hero phase. All right, so that's the end of the hero phase. Master plan phase is hope this doesn't kill us here. And he's gonna move once. So, Wasp is gonna take a bam, and then he is gonna spawn a whole bunch of thugs. So let's go ahead and do that. So moving once, moving to here. He's going to bam, deal 1 damage to each hero. Let me move in here. Deal 1 damage to each hero in Taskmaster location, and then he's gonna add a crisis token there. And of course, we need to take out those crisis tokens as well, because then even after we've solved these, we can't damage him until we get rid of all those crisis tokens. But now we took a damage, so we're gonna have to discard a card. So I guess I'll discard this one. So it's not really a discard, it's just gonna go to the bottom of the deck. But yeah, we're in kind of a bit of a pickle. We only have 3 cards that we're playing with now. So hopefully we can take down Taskmaster. Oh, and then let me go ahead and spawn the villain. So here we go. He doesn't have a villain there, so that's gonna overflow. So I'm gonna add another crisis token to that area because of the overflow. So now we have 2 crisis tokens here. And then we're gonna add a villain here, or a thug I should say, and then a thug right over here. Hero phase, so we got Hulk. And he's got just a heroic, which is actually not a bad thing because we can go ahead and take care of this problem here. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Hulk. So he's gonna have a heroic in 2 wilds. We'll take care of this. But that at the same time means that Taskmaster is gonna panic and activate for every 2 hero cards. And then as far as these 2 wilds, I think I'm just gonna move. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend both just to move up and get them into some sort of position over there. What does this do? Oh, that's you may move up to 2 from this location to another location. Or I can end here and I can draw up to 3. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna move him here for 1 of the wilds, and then the second wild I'm gonna rescue a hero. Then I'm gonna end my turn there, and I'm gonna draw up to 3 cards. I only have 2, so I'm gonna get another one. So I'll draw up to 3. Now I'm at 3. That's gonna end Hulk. But we did take care of this. So now after this hero activation, Taskmaster is gonna activate. So let's go ahead and draw our card for the turn, which is our final turn before Taskmaster. We're gonna get Wasp. And now, not too bad. Now we have a little bit of cards to use. So let's see, we're gonna move that back up to the top to the storyline, and we need to move. Oh, I could move maybe Wasp, but that's not gonna really do me any good unless I move down here. But then we've already taken care of what we needed to for that threat. So I think I'm gonna play Ant-Man, this card here, and I'm gonna see what I can pull out of the storyline. All right, so I'm playing Quantum Leaps, which means that I can discard this card and I'm gonna swap it for any card in the storyline. So I'm just gonna swap it for this Wasp. So now this is gonna replace this one, and now this is gonna be in my hand. So actually what that means that this replaces the other card. So that means that this is the one that I played for this turn. So now I'm gonna go ahead and have a heroic and 2 wilds. And I think all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play both heroics as damage counters, just so I can clear up all these thugs right here. So there we go, we've cleared it up. So that is gonna be the end of Wasp's turn, and we're gonna go to the master plan phase. Here we go, let's see what he does. He's gonna move twice. So luckily no one's gonna be there, he's in a BAM. No one's gonna take damage. And he's gonna add a crisis token there too. Oh man, that's not good. And then he's just gonna spawn a whole bunch of civvies. So let's go ahead and move him. He's moving 1, 2, bamming, but no damage. But he is gonna add a crisis token there. Throw that there. And then he's gonna spawn a whole bunch of civilians. He's gonna spawn one here. Spawn another one over here. And then he's gonna spawn another one here, which, ooh, luckily that was close. Because if it would have been an overflow, that would have been another crisis token. Start of the hero phase, here we go. So it's gonna be Wasp's card that we draw, and she's got, what is that? Let's see, let's move in so we can see it better. Shrink, you cannot take any damage until the beginning of your next turn. That's not too bad. All right, so let's see. What do we wanna do there? Oh, look at that, there was also this one too that we could have done, but that's all right. We've already passed that. All right, so now we've got to decide what we want to play. So we have we're gonna have 4 wilds. So I can attempt to move Ant-Man. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play Ant-Man, and I have his 2 wilds. So that's gonna give us 4 wilds. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use 1 to punch. We'll take care of this threat, and now we can damage Taskmaster, but we also need to get rid of those threats. So this moves down, this moves down, this is just gonna cross down, but that means that we can actually damage the villain now. But because of these certain conditions, we need to get rid of these threats. So I'm gonna spend another to move. So he's gonna move to here. And that means we're gonna have 2 wilds left. So with 1 wild, I'm gonna go ahead and save this civilian, and then the other wild I'm gonna use as a punch, because you can use either punches or wilds. Punches or heroics to take care of these. So I need to take care of that one, and then I have another one down here that I need to take care of. And that's gonna be the Ant-Man's turn. Oh, at the end of that turn, I can actually swap 1 card from your hand with 1 of your cards in the storyline. So I'll take a look to see if there's anything interesting I can use in there. All right, so using that ability, I'm gonna swap out this Wasp card that just has a move, and I'm gonna swap it out with this 2 wild cards. So this is gonna go in the place of the storyline where this one was at. All right, so final turn for the heroes. So we've got a Hulk with a heroic. It doesn't do me any good over there. I don't have a Ant-Man card, which would have been nice, but I could play Wasp. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yes, I think I'm going to play. I'm gonna take a chance here. Yes, I'm gonna take a chance. All right, so I'm gonna play Wasp. I'm gonna shrink. So until the beginning of my next turn, she can't take damage. So I'm going to use 1 of the wilds to go ahead and get rid of this crisis token. And then for the last 2 wilds, I'm just gonna move. So she's gonna move 1, 2 right over here. And let's hope it doesn't bite us in the butt, but she can't take damage. So that means that we're at least in some sort of a clear zone there. All right, so let's go on to the master plan, and let's take a look to see what it is. It looks like he's not gonna move, but he's not gonna bam either. Dark schemes, if there are any heroes in Taskmaster's location, place 1 crisis token. So that's not bad. I will take that any day. So now we've got 2 crisis tokens here. Let me zoom out. And then that's gonna be the end of his turn. Okay, let's see if we can't do some sort of damage to Taskmaster here. All right, so Ant-Man is the new card. We have Wasp, which we could go ahead and start doing. So we need to clear everything out before we can even start doing this. So I think I'll go ahead and play Wasp. Let's hope this works. I'm gonna spend the 3. I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this. That just goes away because we've already solved it. So this is gone. And then that's going to be it for her. Draw a card, which is going to be Ant-Man. And Ant-Man's got to shrink as well. And I think it's the same thing. He doesn't take, you cannot take any damage at the beginning of your next turn, which is not bad. But Ant-Man needs to move down. And I could, oh, do I want to do that? Yes, you know what? I'm going to go with this. I've got 2 wilds to move and another heroic. So we're going to have to spend one of the wilds to move. So he's going to go 1, 2 to here. Okay. And then he's going to go ahead and use one of the wilds to rescue him. Which that goes to our card. And then we're going to spend the other, well, we'll spend the heroic to save the civvy, and then that other wild, we're just going to punch this guy, get him out of the way. And we can't add him to here because we've already solved that. But that's going to be it for the turn. And at the end of the turn, what does this do? You may discard 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to remove 1 crisis token anywhere. Oh, do I want to do that? Do I want to discard a card? I'm going to... You know what? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to get rid of this Hulk card. Let's hope it doesn't bite me in the butt. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see if Taskmaster doesn't end us here or we still have another turn. Moving 5. And then he's going to spawn no bamming, but he's spawning all kinds of shenanigans everywhere. Okay, so let's move 5. So he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right behind us. And he is spawning how many guys? All right, looks like 1 civilian and 1 thug in his location and to the adjacent. So we're going to spawn that real quick. So I spawned here, here. Can't spawn here, so that means he's gonna do 2 crisis tokens here because of the overflow. All right, well, that was kind of a waste, but it is what it is. So our next card is going to be the Hulk. And he's got punching for days. And right now there's really... I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to activate one of his cards. But I don't want to do that because then I can't move anywhere. He's kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. I think I'm just going to play... I'm going to play Ant-Man. I'm going to play Ant-Man. He's going to do that as a heroic. He's got another heroic there, so we're going to save these. Get him out of here. And then he's got to move, and he can't be damaged this turn, so we're going to put him right there. And I think what I'm going to do is... Well, no, I better not. I'll put it sideways. That way I'll remember that he can't take damage. So that's Ant-Man's turn. Draw another card. It's going to be another Ant-Man. And he's got another move, which doesn't really help me. I mean, he'll have a wild. I can try and at least take something out there. But I really needed a wasp. I think what I'm going to do is just try and get some card draw. So I think I'm going to activate Hulk. I'm not going to use that for anything. And he's going to have 2 punches, but I'm not going to punch anything. I think all I want to do really is just try and draw that card. And we're just going to draw another Hulk, and that's going to be the end of the turn. So now let's go on to the Mastermind phase. Or Mastermind. All right, so he's going to move 1, so that means that Wasps is going to take a damage, which is not good. And then he's going to throw out even more of these guys. And we're going to add even more crisis tokens. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's do it. Moving 1. Go into here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to... It hurts me to do it, but I'm going to discard that punch because it doesn't do me any good right now. At least not for Hulk. And then he is going to add a crisis token to that location. And then he's going to start spawning civilians. 1 there. 1 there, but that's going to take a crisis token. And then right over here on this side. So once again, 3 crises. And guess what? We can't damage them until we get rid of all that. All right, so we roughly have about maybe 4 or 5 turns left because we're running out of mastermind cards. So wasps, what you gonna do, wasp? What you gonna do? Well, I guess what we could do is, I think I'm just gonna play wasp, to be honest. Or I could start moving Hulk down. But those punches are gonna do me no good. So no, activating wasp. 2 heroics, so we're just gonna go ahead. Well, she's got 2 punches, which is good. So I'm gonna punch this guy, take care of him. And then we're gonna do 2 heroics, so we're gonna get rid of another, we're gonna rescue another civvy, and then we're gonna get rid of one of these. We are not gonna stop, not gonna stop at all. And then, oh, actually she has 2 heroics. Oh wait, no, but we spent one to save a civvy, and then the other one we used to punch one of those guys, and then the other civvy, the other heroic, we got rid of that. All right, so she is done. End of this turn, you may discard a card to get rid of another. Oh, we could, but it's just, I only have 2 cards left. I can't do it. So no, I'm not gonna discard a card for that. All right, let's go ahead and do our last heroic phase. And oh, here we go. So we've got Mr. Ant-Man, but we have no way of taking those out because we need to save all that stuff that's on that board. Oh boy. All right, I guess let me try this. Let me go ahead and move Hulk because I need 2 in order to move Ant-Man, so he's kind of stuck there for now. I'm gonna go ahead and do Hulk. He's gonna move. So move him there. And then he's got 2 heroics, so we're gonna save both of these guys here. That's gonna pretty much, we've taken care of all 3 of these threats, so that means at the end, each hero immediately draws 1 card, which is just me, so I'm gonna draw a card immediately. And then that's gonna be the end of the turn. I may rescue 1 hero, but there's no hero, there's no civvy, and that's gonna be the end of the turn. All right, Taskmaster, activate it again. What's he doing? He's not moving, he's just bamming and adding another crisis token. So that means that we're gonna take a damage. I think I'm just gonna put this at the bottom. That's gonna be my damage, and then I need to add a crisis token to that area. All right, running out of time here. So we've got Hulk, which is only a move, which he could move over there. And we could try and take out one of those, what's it called? Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But that means that Ant-Man's gonna be stuck over there. And that doesn't do me any good either. All right, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna go ahead and spend this from Hulk. He's got 2 moves, so he's just gonna move once to here. He's gonna punch this, get rid of that. And then that's gonna be it for Hulk. I could discard a card if I wanted to, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that alone. And then it's gonna go on to another hero phase, which is gonna be the Wasp. And then she's got energy projection. You can move to any location and punch there. So she can punch twice. All right, so I think, I can't really use that, to be honest. I think I'm just going to move Wasp. And that's kind of a waste there too, because I can't take care of the crisis tokens until I clear out all that area. So I think I'm just going to move Wasp. I think I'm just going to move Wasp and then punch. So she's just gonna move, yeah, I'll just move here, punch one of these guys, take care of that, and then that's all really I can do. All right, Taskmaster, let's see what you got. He's not moving, and he's doing a copycat. Oh, we've seen this card before. He's going to add a thug this time. Add a thug to Taskmaster location for each punch at the bottom of the last 2 hero cards in the story art. All right, so we're going to add 1 punch. Just 1 punch. We got away with 1. So we're running out of time. We're down to 2 cards, and that's pretty much it. Ugh, I don't think we're going to make it in this one. All right, so let's draw a card. It's going to be Hulk. Oh, this might help. Oh, will that help me? Let's see. Do 1 damage to everything else at this location. Discard all of our civvies there. So technically he could. I wonder if that works against those crisis tokens. All right, so we gotta think of something fast. All right, so I'm just gonna play this. Now, unfortunately, this isn't gonna get rid of the crisis tokens, but at least I can go ahead and get rid of the heroes. So the civvies. So he's gonna move to there. Take care of those. So I'm gonna take care of that. And then I have 1 punch from that card. So I'm gonna get rid of one of these crisis tokens. All right, so that's Hulk's turn. Then we're gonna draw a card. And that's gonna be Ant-Man that we draw. And all he has is a punch. It doesn't, well, I could do that. Yeah, I think I am gonna do that. So I'm going to go ahead and punch again. Oh, whoops, actually, no. Hold on, before I do that. Let's move that to the top. I think I'm gonna do Wasp. Now, as I read this, you may move to any location and punch there. I'm guessing that might not trigger that because it's technically just her movement. So I'm gonna play it as that. If I do it wrong, just let me know in the comments below, but I'm gonna go ahead and move and she's gonna punch twice. So I'm gonna move her to where Taskmaster is, and then I'm gonna punch this thug, and then I'm gonna punch to get rid of this thingy right there, the crisis. So that's gonna be the end of that turn. And I can discard a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to remove one from anywhere. Do I want to do that? I mean, we're coming close to the very end. I'm gonna do that. Why not? I'm gonna get rid of this card. Ugh, no, I'll save it. All right. So let's go to the master plan. It's gonna move 3 times. And then he's gonna spawn a bunch of civilians. So 1, 2, 3. No heroes there, but he's gonna spawn a civvy there. Civvy over here. And I think I'm pretty much gonna run out of time because then he's gonna add a crisis token to that. And there's no way. I don't think I'm gonna be able to reach that. Okay, we're down to 1 card left. So let's just play it out. Let's see what we can do here. So we're gonna draw a Wasp, and then let's see, what does she do? She's got wings. You may move yourself and any number of heroes from your location to any other location. Ooh, that's actually pretty good, but we still have these crisis tokens we need to take out, and we really can't. Ugh. Let's see. And I need to move I need to spend 2 movement in order to get out of there. I don't see myself trying to get out of that area. It's just too tough. Let's play this. So we have 2 punches. So we'll take care of, that's gonna take care of all these crises, which is good. All right, so let's draw our card. It's gonna be gonna be Wasp once again. She's got a wild. So that's what we have to work with, and we have one punch floating. So we need to clear out all those civvies. Up to 2. Could this work? Okay, so let's just go ahead and I'm gonna try this. She's got to move. You may move yourself in any number of heroes from your location to any other location. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, and it says you can resolve these special effects at the end or after. So I'm gonna play it at the end. Now just let me know in the comments below if I'm doing this wrong, but I'm gonna do that move. She's gonna move to here, and then her special effect is you may move yourself and any number of heroes from your location to any other location. So I don't know if it's gonna bite me in the butt, but I'm gonna attempt to move everybody out of here to any location. I'm gonna move them all where Taskmaster is. And once again, if I'm doing that wrong, just let me know in the comments below. And then she's gonna have a punch. I can't punch anything, but at the end of this turn, you may move up to 2 thugs or civvies from this location to any other location. So I think I'm just gonna move 2 of them for sure over here. And the only thing that I'm banking on is that last mastermind card isn't a move, because if he stays there, I may have a chance to take him down, but let's see what happens. Okay, so that's the end of the heroes. So let's see what it is. And no, it is not move 2. He's moving right back over here. And then he's gonna bam, and I think that's gonna be pretty much the end of the game there. So he's gonna move twice. So 1, 2, no heroes there, but he is gonna throw a crisis token there. And then he's going to throw all kinds of thugs in all his areas. 1 more thug. Luckily that doesn't overflow, so we don't have that to worry about. But all right, so this is our last turn, because next turn we don't draw anymore. That's the end of the game. Okay, so let's try and finish this out. Ant-Man's gonna be the card that we draw. And a lot of these cards are individual effects, which kind of suck. But I mean, there's really nothing I can do. So I think what I'll do is, I can't do that. So I guess Wasp will activate. She's just gonna do a heroic. She's gonna go ahead and help that guy out. And then she's got to move. And I guess she'll just, oh, here we go. Maybe this will help. I'm gonna move her to there. And then at the end of that turn, I can swap 1 card from my hand and swap it for something else in the storyline. Let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. I swapped out that Wasp card for an Ant-Man card, and I'm just gonna try something here and see if it works. All right, so first thing I'm gonna play is, I'm gonna play this one first. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that wild. We're gonna solve this, take care of that. And then we're gonna move once, move him to here. And then he's gonna do his ability. He's gonna move, then I'm gonna punch 3 times against a single target. So he's gonna move, he's gonna punch this, he's gonna punch this, and then Taskmaster is now open, so I'm gonna punch him once. It's taking a damage. Okay. And that was the end of the game. Oh my gosh, we finally cleared off all the crisis tokens. We're ready to beat the heck out of Taskmaster. We just ran out of time. No more cards to draw, so Taskmaster took home the victory. But as you can see, this game it's very tactical. You really have to make sure you plan out the cards that you're playing ahead of time and really try to work together as a team. I'm pretty sure I probably did a lot of mess ups, and I'm pretty sure you'll see it in the video. But man, this was a very close game. It came close to almost taking them down. If I would have had at least maybe one more turn, maybe, I don't know, but oh man, this was actually a fun one. And they do say that Taskmaster is probably one of the hardest villains in the starter box to play against. So I definitely found that out for sure. And the one thing I didn't want is just to go down in one swing against him. That's what I was hoping wouldn't happen. It came down to pretty much the last couple of cards that I had in my hands. And yeah, I mean, I couldn't seal the deal, unfortunately. Guys, if you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss this kind of content. There'll be more coming in the future. I'm hoping to get more Marvel United stuff coming along. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed the game. And yeah, it looks like a kid's game, but man, there's a lot of strategy involved in this game. I would definitely give it a shot if you have a chance to pick it up. Guys, if you want to support the channel, there are links in the description below. We have an Etsy shop, which is really cool. Tons of cool stuff in there, already pre-painted, ready to play. We also have a Patreon that you could subscribe to, which is only like $1. And then we also have Buy Me a Coffee as well. But guys, that's going to be it for this one. We will see you guys on the next one, and always paint your walls crimson. Take care, guys.